What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. Today's video, it's just a spur of the moment type of video here. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's January 20th, 1 p.m. Just going over all of the charts and all of the stocks that performed well last week. It brought a video idea to mind about creating a watch list and how these stocks perform. Not just your typical stocks like Facebook, Tesla, Twitter, that day in and day out have volume, they move. In my world and in our world, we trade penny stocks, not sub penny stocks. Stocks between 25 cents to $20. Literally anything under $5 is considered a penny stock. I wanted to go over the process and show you the psychology, why it's hard to create a watch list when you're dealing with penny stocks. Stocks from 25 cents to $10. Why you can't keep most stocks on your list the whole week and trade it. Every day is something new. So just a little random topic. Let's jump into it. What I do for the week usually when this is my watch list window right here. What I would do is over the weekend, I will go through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, break down every single stock that performed for that day, and if I like it going into the upcoming week, I'll add it to the weekly watch list to go into Monday. This is what I had for last week going into this previous week. And then as Monday comes along, I'll see how these perform, and then whatever's gapping up and moving pre-market, I'll add it to my Monday tab here. And then at the end of the day, I'll add anything else. Biggest percentage gainers, stocks that have range, stocks that have news. And I'll do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I have Thursday and Friday on the same tab because as the week goes on, we lose volume as the week gets deeper and deeper into the week. And Fridays are pretty much, I don't even trade Fridays because nothing really goes on Fridays. When you're dealing with the penny stock world, with a lot of stocks, you'll notice they'll have one big day, big volume. You'll see a daily stock on the daily chart will have no volume. Like average volume for the stock is at around 50,000, 20,000 shares. And then all of a sudden one day, it'll have like 30, 40 million in volume. And then after that one day, then the stock starts to die off and you don't hear from it again really. And that's when you hear traders reference the front side and the back side of these moves. Now, what is the front side and the back side of a move? The front side is when the stock is spiking up and you're more long biased on it. The back side is when the stock starts to come back down and the momentum and the volume either starts to die down, or we just have everybody who went long right here starting to sell, and you got all the shorts coming in and starting to short it, and it comes right back on down. So this is why it's very important every morning before the market opens to go over the news releases, the scanners, see what's moving pre-market, what's making these penny stocks move. Because more than likely, either these stocks are getting pumped by a chat room, the company's pumping it by re-releasing old news to get volume so they can just dump all their shares that they have, warrants, offerings, just dilution. It could be a lot of possibilities. But more times than none, you'll see a stock have one great day, and then after that, it'll fall down. So just to give you an example, we're going to go over all the stocks that performed Monday and see how they performed throughout the rest of the week. So first up, we got VVUS here. VVUS had just a grinding day on a Monday. Opened up here at 3:30 and it grinded all day and it closed up here at 4:45. And then the next day it opened and had a push from 4:40 up to 5:30, and then after that it was just done for and you could see it just died down and down and down. You could just see it fizzle off right here. And another one is AAC here. Monday, out of nowhere, this got a spur of volume, spiked up here, grinded up to the close. The next day, opened up, had a quick spike, and then look it, just died off. Volume just straight up used and abused it. There's only really a couple stocks that will continue to have volume, be volatile, show range. It's all about tracking those. For instance, NBEV. NBEV is a pot stock. It's been volatile. It's been moving for 5-6 months straight. And every day, volume is in this. You can come to the 65-minute chart here, pull out, and you can just see how this just moves and moves and moves and moves and moves. But with penny stocks, every day is a new adventure, as I would say. And that's why I say it's hard to create a watch list for penny stocks, because you don't know what's going to be moving the next day. You don't know. It's like every day the volume likes to switch to a different stock and pump it up. But there are times though where you'll have volume. Volume will continue to gravitate towards that stock because either it's got great news or the stock is just exploding. And recently we had NBOT. You could see gapped up pre-market and then it just exploded up. The next day had a great good push. And then you had that big sell-off right here. I think they came out with public offerings. Yeah, they came out with 2 offerings. And that's what made this big drop right here. And then after that, traders got scared and didn't touch it. And you could just see it just flatlined right after that. Just again, showing you that every day is a new adventure in the stock market. And that's why every day I'll add the biggest percentage gainer to my watch list, and that's why I have these tabs for every day of the week. I learned this from Tim Bowen from Stocks to Trade. He said when he has his watch list, he has a watch list for every single day of the week. And when he said that, it just clicked for me. You know what? Yeah, that is a good idea, because what I was normally doing was I would have one watch list and I would just keep adding and adding and adding and adding to it. And then at the end of the week, I would just go through and filter through it all. And it just makes it more organized. So I can just clearly see, and it helps remember too, and more of what happened on that day. So Monday, I click on it, like, oh yeah, MBOT and BIOC were the big dogs that day. And then Tuesday, be like, oh yeah, KTOV was the top dog that day, I remember, and then ADIL was following in sympathy, something like that. So that's why I have these generalized for every day as a watch list. And then at the end of the week, I'll go through Monday, and if I see any chart patterns that I like, or the stock has a news release or upcoming news, if the trend is continuing, I'll add it to my weekly watch list. And that's how I prepare for every week starting up. I'll have a big weekly watch list that I'll keep tabs on through the whole week. And then through the whole week, I'll just add the biggest percentage gainers. And like I said, stocks that were popular through the week. And just like an athlete, like a basketball player, a hockey player, football player, you do the same thing every single day, every weekend. It's the process. You practice and practice the same routine every single day, the same boring routine every day. And you'll get better and better and better. You'll just get faster at doing technical analysis, pulling over FinViz, reading into what the float is, the shares outstanding, institutionally owned, the average true range, going over the news releases on it, the SEC filings, do it over and over and over again. And on the weekends, you get more time to yourself, depending on your work schedule. I get weekends off, so that gives me a lot of time to sit at my desktop. The market's closed. I can take my time, and I can go through all these stocks with a fine-tooth comb and just do technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and break these stocks down. Let's go over Monday. Let's do a little practice here. This is what I do. First up on my list, I have AAC. So I see here, this was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Monday it had a big spike right here, had a morning push here, and then it went sideways. What caused this Monday spike right here? So what I'll do, you could do this either with your trading platform, go through the news right here. You could pull up Yahoo Finance. We'll pull up AAC. A lot of people like to use Yahoo Finance. And with Yahoo Finance, all you got to simply do is scroll down a little bit and you could see the latest news release pop up right here. American Addiction Centers releases 5 tips to beat the winter blues and stay sober. Looks like after that, they haven't really released anything in the last month. So I'll scroll down a little bit just to see if this news release right here pops up again, because a lot of these penny stock companies, you got to keep in mind, they're a piece of crap company. They're either starting up or they're on their way out the door. So they're going to do whatever they can to stay alive. You'll see it. These companies will re-release news that they've released months, weeks ago just to get their stock price up. So I'll scroll down and I'll just read, what has the company been releasing lately? See right here, 2 months ago, American Addiction Centers releases 10 tips to stay sober during the holidays. So, and that was 2 months ago. When was this? On November 16th, 2018. November 16th, let's see. It displays the date right up here on the top left, okay? So we're going to go over here on November 16th. This is the area right here where they released it. And after they released that, it went sideways and then it started to ramp up. They got good spikes here at around December 11th, up to almost $2.80. And that's where it found resistance at when it just ran up pretty much this time. But this time it was $3. I'm going to add this to my watch list though, because it's showing that it likes to move. You got an error right here in the chart. And a lot of these stocks, not all of them, when they have a gap in the chart like this, a lot of times the stock will try to fill this gap to correct the chart. And when traders see that, they try to do the same thing. I'll add AAC. I just got it added right here. That way later on I can clean up my weekly watch list and then I can add all the stocks that I've added to the weekly list. So we got AAC done. And then next up we got PED. Starting off with the daily chart, you can see in the past it had one big spike right here. So it's showing it has a history of spiking big, and then it just died off right here, dropped down, and then it grinded right on up. The only thing in its way right now is this 100-day moving average. It's above the 50, the 200, and the 13 EMA. It's still holding its gains after this gap up right here. And I'm pretty sure PED is a low float. Let's pull back up the internet right here. Type in PED. What was the news that got it going? 6 days ago, which was Monday, Pacific Energy Development enters agreement to acquire 22,000 acres in Permian Basin and raise $15 million. That's a good news release, in my opinion. Go to the statistics. What's the float? 5 million is the float. Shares outstanding, 15 million. Held by insiders, almost 70%. Held by institutions, 2.7%. 70% is held by insiders. So what that's going to tell me is I'm going to need to pull up the SEC filings and see, do they have any warrants? Do they want to sell any stock? Can they sell any stock? That's going to be a big one. When I have PED pulled up right here, I see a bunch of Form 4s and a Form 8K here back in the middle of December. So let's just pull up real quick what a lot of these were. What I look for real quick right here, either A or D. A, they acquired the shares. D, they're disposing of the shares. They just acquired 20,000 shares at $1.33 right here. And that was in the middle of December. So all of these Form 4s are probably people acquiring shares. Yep, another A. 51,000 at $1.33. Pull up another one. Again, acquiring more shares at $1.33. That's why I love using Street Smart Edge, because they're really, really, really good with their news releases. If I go into, let's see, let me go into the settings real quick, the news. Look at all the news that they have for this right here. A lot. So many sources to get news from. So Ped, we've seen all those people acquiring shares at $1.33, which is right here in this area. And this is about where the stock price has been consolidating at, is this $1.33 area. In the future, if another press release comes out, we have all these people who have bought shares, all these Form 4s right here from mid-December of people acquiring shares from the company. You could expect in the future here, the near future, this company is going to want to unload these shares. So that could hold this stock back from running in the future. But for right now, it's good to keep an eye on this for right now because it's at a decent price. I personally think it's worth adding to the list. So PED, if it can ever get over this $2 area and hold and volumes start to push into it, then yeah, this could be a good potential. But you see it here on the day that it had a great day right here. Every day after that big day here on Monday, it just fizzled out. Volume left it. But a real quick technical analysis on this, I was doing it a little bit earlier. This was really great, and this is a lot of patience right here. So right at, you got this pre-market spike right here, and then it falls down. And then right when the bell rings, it spikes up to a high of $1.85. And then it comes down here to $1.50. And you can see it bounced off this $1.50 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And every time it bounced off this $1.50, it created lower highs. And you can see this wedge right here. And then it broke out of that wedge, popped out of it, pulled back, and then just exploded up to $1.85 right around this area where it topped out at. And then it did the exact same thing, created lower highs, bounced off this VWAP right here, but then this time it failed because volume just left it. You could see it just petered out as the week went on. And that's putting the big picture together, the story together, when doing technical analysis and analyzing a stock. And I'll just repeat this process over and over and over and over again. And then I'll move on to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I'll go over the weekly watch list to see how it performed. And then I'll pull up, I like to go to the NASDAQ, NASDAQ.com, and I'll go over upcoming IPOs, the earnings calendar, stocks hit new 52-week highs and lows. I'll just go over all this stuff right here. And then I'll pull up FinViz. There's a bunch of stuff I do. I'll go to groups, charts, and I'll break down every sector to see how every sector performed through the week. And then I'll go through and I'll see how the SPY performed for the week, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, all that great stuff to prepare for the upcoming week. Take any notes down that I want to take and just prepare for the upcoming week. What current market are we in? What am I seeing on all these charts? What's patterns that I keep seeing over and over and over again? Just capitalizing on those patterns until they don't work no more. And then you're always observing the market, always, to see how the market's doing because the market is always right. Staying in check with your discipline, your patience, your emotions, keeping your emotions in check. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of factors that go into being a trader. The only way to get better is to stick with it and practice day in and day out. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. If there's any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, everyone, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. All right, later, everyone.